did we just listen to, Thomas?
Yeah, I think it's again one of my favorite labels, Strata, not Strata East, but Strata. The Detroit one. It was Larry Necero. This one.
Wait a second, please. Okay, looks like the young, wonderful Larry. Time, but it's not Strata East. It's just Strata. Okay.
Yeah, I played this one with the gun on a few times ago, and then
Yeah.
I think that's all the releases there. There's only 6 or 7, I think.
Thomas, what's the difference? What's the difference between Strata East and Strata? Or
Strata East is from New York, and Strata is from Detroit. Yeah.
Okay, so there is no. It's just a coincidence with the names. They are not bound together in any way.
They are connected.
Okay.
It's just the Detroit part of it.
If you look at the label design, you see there's a connection.
That's why I ask. Yeah. So does it? Who is on Strata East and who is on Strata? Does that depend where the band was, or?
I think it's just that like was a much. They set up operation for a little while, and as Thomas said, there's only like 6-7 releases, so there's not really much intelligence behind it. It's probably just that there was someone affiliated with Strata East who was in Detroit, and they let him like do a sub label or something like that, and he did that, and then he lost interest. Probably, I don't know, but that would be a very likely scenario, I think.
Those labels like Strata East, Palm, at that time, is that similar to what we called in the 80s independent labels? Is that similar?
Not to what you call in the 80s independent labels, but it is independent.
Not the music, not the music, of course, but the structure of the label.
Oh, but like every label is independent until they are absorbed by another label. Every label starts independent.
So Strata East and Strata, for example, or Palm are not something like the OR label when it comes to krautrock. There was a big mother label.
No,
it was not independent.
Not
so they have been completely independent and not a sub label from EMI or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I guess, the 80s was probably the time when there was, where really you could say, like labels started to buy other labels. Almost systematically, like that's a very small time in the music industry, I would say, because nowadays it's back to
small labels, right?
You do. It's funny. I actually 2 days ago I was meeting a guy who. A movie producer who has he's an entrepreneur. He also has like a cancer research foundation, and he wanted to get into music, and he asked me, like, so we met. I would give him some advice, or he wanted some advice, and he asked me one of the most unlikely questions, which was like, how would I go about if I wanted to start a major like a major in music nowadays? And his goal was to do that in techno or in electronic music. And I thought, like, this is a sort of a nonsensical question. Of course, I didn't say it that way, but in the sense that before being a major, you have to be a label. You have to start somewhere.
Somewhere, You don't start as a major,
No, you can maybe have the plan, like a sort of, but.
A lot of money, but it doesn't mean that you'll release a lot of good music.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that story sounds like something you hear very often. How can you make a small fortune? making a major label when you have a huge fortune. Then you can make a small fortune by doing a major label.
It's like they say in Algeria, if you want to become a millionaire, you have to start being a billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, and do a major label.
Yeah.
Dante, did the Strata record Thomas played inspire you to something?
It did inspire me.
Which is bearable, I mean.
Yeah. No, but weirdly enough, so it inspired me to play a record I played last week on my stream that it's a record I bought. Like, it's funny, like Ed is mentioning, like, ironic that a lot of indie music wasn't on independent labels. And it's true. Indie kind of became an aesthetic description, which is a little bit weird, but like,
it is,
historically,
but it was that way.
Yeah, it was that way.
If you said it's independent, you know what kind of music. It was Sisters of Mercy, even the 4AD.
No, stuff. Actually, it was
actually
later.
not, but in my region, it was Sisters of Mercy, even 4AD stuff.
Indie kind of starts with the Smith, in a way.
Yeah, yeah. Or
the sound when we talk about the type of music, but yeah. So it's a record I bought when it was released in '93. And back then, it wasn't for me. It's a band I liked, but I didn't like that record. But now I love it, and I managed to get it back. And it is literally in the title. It is the music that Thomas just played. But the thing is that I think you could, the music that Thomas played, you could picture that in many different ways. But because I made that connection, I will say that the record that Thomas just played is space age music, which it is not. But when you think about it aesthetically, like, like a sci-fi 50s, 60s, 70s movie where you have your cozy apartment sci-fi, that would be the kind of music that would be very
somebody
suitable.
in the gallery stand, he mentioned that it reminds him on the in Germany it was called Die 2, this series with Roger Moore and Tony Curtis.
There you go. Yeah. That kind of, well, here is your space age bachelor pad music then.
Okay.
Say no.
So tell us a bit about Stereolab and their resurgence.
So first, I hope you could see what I meant with, like, I mean, it's in the title. It's literally, the album is called Space Age Bachelor Pad Music. And there is, sure, it's like indie pop, but influenced by crowd rock. You can see this like very minimalist, motoric kind of groove.
Yeah, but I
slow it
always
down.
had my problems, Stanti, if I may interrupt you, because I have a question, especially concerning on the krautrock stuff, because I read every time it's krautrock inspired, but I'm always having for when it comes to the new records of Tim York or Radiohead, it's obvious. But I think, or I don't agree. Do you agree when I say the krautrock influence in Stereolab? It's difficult to detect, at least for me.
Oh no, it's very, for me it's obvious. And back then, this was released 32 years ago.
Yeah.
The instrumentation, this track was more like mellow, a sort of space age, kind of a little bit American in a way. Like there's all this harmonizing with the choir, which is also very American in a way, Beach Boys-ish, and like, but if you listen to more like rocking tracks of Stereolab back then, yeah, it's obviously influenced by Noi. Like it's like there's no way
The rhythm,
you could escape that.
yeah, okay.
The
Let's
rhythm,
go.
but also the instrumentation. But of course, they're not a pastiche of krautrock. Why is there a legacy with this band Stereolab? Because they did something original. They had these vocals. Oh, I mean, how many krautrock band have like female vocals already? Like not that many. Can you think?
Quite
Not
some.
that many.
Tomorrow's Gift, Frumpy.
Like any major krautrock band had a female singer.
Frumpy is a major krautrock band. Yeah, of course, not as many as men, but there has been some.
But it's very, very small, I would say. I would argue. Maybe I'm wrong, but like from my
and
perspective,
you're not totally wrong. You know, if you consider Zweistein krautrock, 2 girls.
Yeah. Well, do they even sing on that record?
Yeah, they do. Now they talk.
Yeah. No, but Stereolab, they came with a very, very strong aesthetic, as you can see. Like imagine in like '93, there's no record that looked like that.
No, and also the other ones. I especially love the green one. I don't remember the title. The art of Stereolab on the covers is brilliant.
And they really, because like what they did was they created this like their own take on a sort of sci-fi utilitarian artwork. And also, well, they, even if for this they were on Too Pure, they also, as we were talking about that earlier, they had their own label, Duophonic Sound, from the get-go, and which they still have, and they've constantly released their own music by others, side projects of theirs. But I just thought, like, when Thomas played that album on Strada, it had like this feeling of you're cozy. There's sort of some hippie or like careless atmosphere that it put me in that mood. I don't know about you, Thomas, if you see it, but it's and it's Stereolab is also a band that I grew up with, and I kind of grew out of them for quite some time. And a few years ago, I started to re-embrace critically
You
what was work.
you shrinked back.
Yeah, no, but the stuff that, like, when you think you're over a band and you cast everything away, and now oh no, there was this song, this one, they're really good actually, and with distance, oh, it's actually quite unique, inspirational,
Yeah.
and also, as you can see, it has cured my sound, as I didn't have to, the issue we've had.
Yeah,
the
there
past few
was a
weeks.
little distortion. I just don't wanted to say that.
But right now, I haven't done anything
No.
since.
Right now you don't have
uh,
distortion, but there
Yeah.
has been. But hey, come on, no problem.
yeah.
Thomas,
The
what
funny
do you
thing
have?
is, I sold mine as well, maybe 10 years ago, and then
Okay.
4 or 5 years ago, a friend of mine who has a record shop, he had 75 of them, and I was like, well, I need to get all back.
Same old story.
Suspense.
Little bit same story.
No, you were cut off for. Well, you said a friend of yours who had the record store, and then you were cut off.
Okay.
Oh, he has a record store, and he sold five of the Stereolab records, and I bought them back again.
Do you agree that they have something that is quite transversal in the music history? That they obviously are music connoisseurs, if you know what I mean, and that they applied this to something that on surface looks very harmless, very normal, or very pop.
Let's call it
But that-
accessible. They are very accessible.
Yeah,
In
Most
a
of the
good
time, yeah.
way.
I think this song reminds me a little bit of Air, the feeling of spaceness into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Thomas, your next round.
Something that could be Danish krautrock, I think.
Okay.
We're never gonna leave you, Michael, with the crowd rock.
Never ever. I think we don't hear you, Thomas. The music.
You don't hear the music?
Something. We hear something, but it doesn't sound like
But
music.
not what we are used to hear from you. No?
Unless he's playing something very experimental and
Okay,
and,
that might be the case, but I doubt it.
I know the reason.
Whatever they took, I want to try it.
It's a really search after record in Denmark, and they made 2 records. Both are really collectible and
Amazing cover art once more.
yeah. Cool. And it's the album's title, Blomsterpistolen, is the flower gun.
Okay.
It's like a gun that shoots flowers.
Early 70s, mid 70s, or what are we talking?
I think it's 72.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So early 70s. I think we have both on the OBC. This one is on the OBC today. It was an extra copy I got, and the other one is just like a mirror cover. That's even more collectible.
Same record or a second record of them?
They made 2. This is I think this is the first, and the other one is the second one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Stunty, you know this record?
No, I didn't know that one.
Danish Psych or Danish Crowd. Is there something like Danish Crowd? I think there is. Probably there is.
There's crowd everywhere, as we've long came to understand.
You know, Thomas, what makes me afraid now?
No.
When you played, the intro was very psychedelic and crazy. And Stunty immediately stood up when he listened to the intro and grabbed for a record. And now I'm afraid.
Who became, this is his second album from 74. He became a very famous like French songwriter, pop writer in the 80s. He had a few hits. This one is way more both conceptual but also like experimental, surrealistic in many ways. I played this song because like of the groove. The next song is my favorite. It's called Idiot. And
Yeah. Wait a second. But it was very interesting because when the singing or speaking or something in between started, it was a total game changer. It was very interesting to see. First, it was very upfront.
Yeah.
Untypically upfront. That was quite interesting.
And he's singing about, basically it's sort of like the whole thing is a sort of bank robbery. And he's like, the chorus is "I see my death." So it's basically the bank robber in the heat of the action and self-reflecting on the whole thing. But in a way that is not comedic, but still kind of, there is a humor to it, an absurd humor, and it's quite unique to a record like that. And if you would indulge me playing just a tiny bit of the next track, so you see the range of the thing, because it's so different. There you go.
Bouge ton nez, dis bonjour à la dame. Idiot. Quoi? 0? Mets tes coudes sous la table. Mange ta soupe. Idiot. Monsieur n'aime pas. Monsieur n'aime pas. Lave tes dents, tes oreilles, ton papa. Idiot. Dégoûtant. Dégoûtant. Je suis persécuté. On s'en prend toujours à moi. Je suis
Anti loves French music.
J'en ai marre qu'on me rudoie. Ferme tes portes, tu vas faire des courants d'air. Idiot. Récite-moi ta leçon. Tu la connais pas. Ta maîtresse d'école a raison, c'est tu. On peut rien tirer de toi. Rien du tout. Je suis persécuté. Je vais ruer dans les brancards. Je suis persécuté. Si ça continue, je me barre.
Yeah, it cannot deny its French origin, right? Also those Jacques Brel and reminds me a lot of it.
Yeah, he's basically playing two characters: the young kid at school and the teacher who's saying you're worthless, you're an idiot, and then he says, "Oh, I'm all alone, I'm always bullied." So there's a sort of theater play at hand there that they do in this very French, Serge Gainsbourg, Jean-Claude Vanier type of very beautiful arrangement.
Yeah, but Manfred, I thought the same as Manfred Stock, but I just have not his name on. I have it on the tip of my tongue. He was also called Monsieur 100,000 Volts in Germany. Black-haired guy.
Oh, okay.
But Santi, you have to know him. Very successful.
You will remember.
Maybe I will. Maybe Manfred has his name. Damn it, not Jacques Brel. If I remember, Gilbert Bicot. Thank you. Exactly.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
One of the chansonniers.
Energy. Yeah.
Well, Richer did, when he did that, he was in his 20s, so very different type. His son became a huge star in the late 90s, early 2000s as a pop singer, but as you could hear in that track, it was kind of like, what if the Beatles were doing like an autistic, if they were autistic in a way. That
Hey, come on, they had Ringo Starr. I mean, they don't need to be autistic.
Well, anyways, this is a singer in France that is quite famous, but that people have completely forgotten that he started by doing these kind of weird experimental pop things that are quite charming and
have they been at that time under the radar, or did they have an audience for it?
Not really. Like the band that is backing him there, I forget their name, but they were like a psych prog band that were kind of famous in the underground, especially as session musicians. So that adds something to it. Obviously, his later music isn't really like that. Like you can still hear his voice. He doesn't sing like theater usually like that, but you could hear his voice in some tracks here. But it's a cheap record, and this is, by the way, the Canadian pressing, which has a much better cover, in my opinion, than the French one, which is why I have this one.
Thomas, your turn.
I have nothing like that, but the closest thing is Three Brothers.
Yollarda çile bitmez, garip yollar akar gider. Yolcu gelir geçer gider. Kimi yoldan geçim bulur, kimine de mezar olur. olur, mezar olur. Oh, 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 oh.
Boom.
We need to.
Boom. Mugwump is asking, is there more Turkish beat out there and it's good?
I think there's a lot of good Turkish records.
There are people who collect only that. Actually, there's that much that you can focus your whole collection on that.
Is it?
I had
but how big is your collection? 20 records?
I have a employer. I had an employer. He played like a whole evening with the Turkish, and it was one good hit after another. And I think I was trying to buy some of them, and I think maybe I have 50 that are Turkish records that I really like, but there's hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, Anatolian rock.
So it's a specific. Is it a specific genre, Stanti?
Yeah. It's rock from Anatolia, which basically draws inspiration from traditional folk music from Turkey, from a certain region of Turkey in the north.
Yeah, I know Anatolia. My father lived there for a couple of years.
But it can go in all directions, and when you start to dive into that, suddenly you also remember that frontiers are a little bit of an abstract construction of a geographical politic thing, which means that you could find stuff like that elsewhere as well in the countries neighboring it, which is where we're going to go next, by the way.
So if you're looking for that kind of music, you have to search for Anatolian rock.
Yes, but I would suggest that if you were to start going into that kind of music, there are compilations and all that, because like all the best records are really, really expensive nowadays. Really, and
really 1,000 euros and above.
Yeah. Not all, but a lot of them are, and also invisible. You just can't. You won't find them, especially if you expect like great condition. As you can hear, the copy that Thomas played, it was nice, but it was a little bit crackly. And that's a good condition record. And
so we have the African problem.
A little bit. What do you think, Thomas?
It's very difficult to find them in Nearmint. A VG, you'll go for it right away.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a strong VG one, I would say. Like nothing that was even hinting at skipping, just a little bit crackly there and there, but not empowering the music.
So, Thomas Stanti, since when are those records sought after records?
80s, since the 80s.
Okay, that early.
Late 80s, yeah, there were DJs that were starting to see the value in that. And
Wow. Okay. So it's not that 10 years ago you would have given. Okay.
I mean, it started in the 80s, and in the 90s you could see like DJs in record fairs looking for these. Like that wasn't like an oddity. That was like, okay, they're the guys into Anatolian rock. Got it.
Okay. Specialized dealers too?
Yeah, there are some, maybe not only that. I mean, what does it mean to be a specialized dealer? It means that you take a trip.
Sandy, you and me, Thomas, we know record dealers who are specialized in African records.
Yeah, but in this case, it also just means I'm going to take a trip to Turkey twice a year or once every other year and buy 400 records, and then you're specialized in that kind of music.
Hey, Winston, nice to see you.
Cheers,
yeah,
Winston.
it's been again 2 weeks, and we're really desperately trying to keep it going on every week. And again, we are trying our best. Yeah, but very interesting. So we talked for some time about Turkish rock, and I think it was the first time that we actually listened to some. Do you have some, Stanti?
Yeah, I have. Like, I think I already played the Mogol one, which is one of
Yeah.
the records that made it famous. Even if it's still it's not a mega rare record, but it's still like
Mhm.
now you have to pay 120 euros to find a decent copy,
Yes.
if not
Yeah.
more.
And you would suggest, and I second that always when somebody says that, if you want to get into it, first get into compilations.
That, or be smart and try to look a little more peripheral, like this.
Okay.
So this is not Anatolian rock,
Exactly. It was
but as
more
you could
world
hear,
music, right? A little bit
well,
more worldy.
if you would add the guitars to that,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
you would be home.
Yeah.
But this is like a $5 record, by the way. It's
Yeah.
but
Because,
why?
because there hasn't been any guitar.
Or because it's not from Turkey.
Mm,
The cover doesn't say what it is,
yeah.
because it's sold as a belly dance record.
But look at
Which
the wrong. They changed. By the way, they changed StreamYard, so I have to adjust. Yeah, but come on, this is not a terrible jacket, isn't it?
oh no, this is a great jacket. But
Exactly. Look at, she has the same hair as you, just a different color.
no, but if you were like looking for Anatolian rock and you see that, like obviously that's not where you're gonna go look at for. But it is coming from a lot of similar cultural aspects, and this one doesn't have like electric guitar, but it does have on certain tracks. and
Yeah.
also it's actually Armenian. It's not Lebanese.
Okay.
Like
Okay. Mm.
when you say belly dance, usually it's Lebanese, between Lebanon and Egypt. But this is Armenian, made in the US. So
Okay. Oh, okay. Very tricky now. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but the whole record is amazing. It says that it's like a belly dance routine, but belly dance was popular up quite further north, in Turkey, in
Mhm.
Afghanistan, in all these countries at one time. So when you have great musicians, you will find roots of the same, from the same seed. And if you want to go cheap, just this is one that was here. There are ones that are more rock, obviously, but this is a good way to start to find something that is more your own, that is not already, there's not really books about this that tells you like this is the right one, this one is not good, which I think is more fun when it's a little bit more uncharted and you still have your own discoveries to make.
But it's
And-
nice, Santi, and good to see that you also do buys only by the cover art. Good to see.
and sorry, Ed makes the great point. Of course, unfortunately, most of Armenia became Turkey, so up from the north.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa. Nice to see you. Thomas, do you want to do a belly dance for us? A Danish belly dance?
Yes, I don't think you want me to.
You have a belly. You have a belly.
Well, I think
She has two.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, nice. I think I'll play something that I don't think anybody knows of, but it will be fun to see who will recognize this one. It's never sold on Discogs.
I know what's coming. Yeah.
But it's played, well played.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Wait. Okay, here we go. Los Aragon, Acid, the Mayans, Canta Jose Care. So, never sold on Discogs, never put up on Discogs, but it's listed on Discogs?
It is, but it doesn't say country, year, anything.
Can you say country, year, or something as you have the record in your hand?
Nothing.
And now
I don't-
Stunty gives us the whole biopic of this record.
No.
Amazing. You know, I love that about our OBC Wall of Record streams, that we have the chance to listen to a record. Not many can. And it was a great record.
Yeah, and the condition is really bad, but I think
Oh, it was okay. It was okay.
good to
Topo, any chance that it's from Guatemala?
could be. I don't even know where I got it from. So
I think it's a big it is a secret can record.
yeah.
Dante, any idea? What would you say? Come on, let's play Sherlock Holmes. Come on.
That was
Come
obviously heavily inspired by American music.
Yes.
It was like you could hear
one of the
influences.
most called names was Santana, although I disagree.
No, I would say it's more like late 60s pop stuff. Like what's that band? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Beatles?
No.
No? So okay, you put it into a time. You would say late 60s, early 70s. What would you say?
Oh, this is from the 60s, 100%.
60s, 100%.
Yeah.
Any country?
Yeah. It sounded like the Zombies, exactly.
Barretto. What does Toy on Turntable Randy mean by Barretto, Stunty? Help me out here.
Re Barretto, I guess.
Okay. But you would not go as far as say, okay, this might be from this country. You would not do that.
It could be, but you just have to wait for Jose to tell us.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. Because you like to ask those questions, Michael. What do you think? Which year and which country?
Oh.
And now I do it with you.
This is now I see Jose has answered. I would have guessed Mexico, and I would guess the 60s, late 60s.
Yucatan, Mexico. See, Jose is helping us out. Jose, why don't you do a reissue of that 7-inch? Would you, Jose? Because Jose has a music label and he does amazing work. Maybe you can do that, because that was an amazing record. Stan, how did you like the record, by the way?
To be honest, it was great, but it was also great like a lot of this great pop music from America from the time. Like I don't find it.
Skip the but, and let's say it was a great.
Yeah, because it is sure it's there is a cool factor because it's an obscure record, and if you like stuff like that, well, you haven't heard that one before, so it was good. It's always good to have something new,
right?
Even if it's familiar. And I don't need it to be familiar, but sometimes it's nice.
And thank you very much for the information, Jose. That was great. Thank you. Dante, you have a 7-inch that's not sold at Discog?
No, but it's on Discog. It's also a record that not a lot of people have heard before, and it's kind of like that track that Thomas played that had like sort of like a wonky intro. My copy has a horrible side warp.
Okay.
But thankfully, that track is the third one, so I don't think you can hear it.
But before you start that, I have to say something, because that always comes a little bit short when we listen to your records. I am very pleased about the condition your originals are in. I have to give you a big compliment, because your records are always in a fantastic shape. If you have some with a warp, hey, that's no problem, because I'm always surprised about the shape of your records.
Really?
They are
Okay.
way. Yeah, no, I'm totally serious here.
Mhm.
What I'm saying now is not so serious, but true. The shape of your records is way better than the shape of your shelves.
Yeah, of course. No, but you always try, and it's true that that is actually an interesting topic in the sense that often, I don't know if it's cultural, if it's different, but with this vinyl community thing in
Yeah.
America, you see a lot of people being happy or collecting people records in conditions that are not that great, and records that are rare, and so then it's fine. It's still a collectible, I guess, to a certain degree. For me, it's since it's about the music. If it's not good enough, if it's not at least a real VG plus, I don't want to have that. Like sometimes, of
Sometimes
course,
you have to take it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You just have to.
yeah.
It's like me when now with the Japanese records. I'm so deep into Japanese records right now. Sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, Stanti. Thomas, please correct me too. I just want the record, even if there is a copy without an OB. But I'm really
yeah.
trying hard. Yeah, but I always say, okay, wait, do I wait or do I get it? Do I wait?
Michael, just think
Yeah.
about it that way. So sure, like you see, there's no copy with the OB. Oh, I'm gonna wait to have one so it becomes a little more exclusive. But when you have 5, 6 records already at home that you don't have the OB, but they're really good, and it was still like a fight to get them, you'll be very happy with them. You won't.
No.
When you have 5, 6 records like that, you forget about this kind of thing.
No, I
Sure.
don't. No, I don't.
Well.
I dream about those 6 that doesn't have an OB.
Well.
But you are right. You are right. All good.
Sparkling diamond like stars in the sky. My mind leaves his world when I look into your eyes. Eyes that say I love I drift into love that knows no Your eyes cast a spell from deep within. Eyes that say, I love you. Walking the Milky Way, looking into your gaze, letting me know the ways you love me. Stirring my own desire, setting my heart on fire, knowing that any hour you'll say, I love you.
So I think we will agree that this cover is complete bullshit.
Yes.
So
Take the belly dancer again. Come on.
Just
always
all
take the belly
yeah.
dancer now.
all the information on this is like would never tell you how cool that record is. This is, by the way, a stock picture. Like they basically just used something that was available back then.
Right.
They didn't even bother to do that. It's a private press on their own label, 1976.
Music.
Yeah, it's it doesn't really exist. The copyright, they had like this song also exists as a 7-inch, which has been one of my biggest ones for years, because the rest of the album is not as good as this song, obviously.
Okay.
This is the song that was, you know how it is sometimes with in bands, like they give each other these songs, and this is the song given to the keyboard player, which you can hear, like all the like this crazy.
You know, you probably say, no, Michael, that's bullshit, but I still say it. It reminded me a little bit about Procol Harum.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. For me, this is sort of a mixture of Led Zeppelin, Brian Eno, David Bowie, and even Dr. Dre. Like there's like this.
Don't tell that to David Bowie.
Yeah,
but I agree.
No,
but you're right. Yeah.
It's a fun record that is completely under the radar, because why would anyone know or care about it? It's
it's interesting to do it that way.
Yeah,
but maybe they just made the record for some friends, and here you have it.
No, I think they have another album that is like blues, heavy rock, that is not that special. It's really like these guitar solos and the keyboards like playing with each other, that really makes the song pretty special. It's the kind of song, if it had been a song by Led Zeppelin, people would remember this one. This would be,
of course. Or imagine this would be a hidden Beatles song.
Yeah.
Imagine this. Thomas, you have a hidden Beatles song for us?
Yeah, I don't know why this song reminds me of the next one I'm playing, because you cannot compare it at all. But this is another love song.
But you know, I have the same feeling with Santi sometimes.
I see why.
Everybody needs love in their lives. That's why I'm glad
of mine. Girl, I think about you all of the time. You've got the love that's hard to find. You and me together, baby. Ain't nothing like more than loving you, babe. I'll do all I can do. I'll do it all for you, 'cause you mean that much to me. When I think about things that you do, ooh, makes me feel so good inside. Never ever think of losing you. Negative thoughts are always denied. I want you, you know I ain't lying. Girl, you make me smile when I feel like crying. I'll do all I can do. I'll do it all for you, 'cause you mean that much to me. All the fellas wanna know your name. These kind of things come naturally. Just don't ever go for their games. Let them know you were meant for me. You and me together, baby. Ain't nothing like more than loving you, babe. I'll do all I can do. I'll do it all for you, 'cause you mean that much to me. Everybody needs love in their lives. I'm so glad you're mine. Girl, I think about you all of the time. You got a love that's hard to find. You and me together, baby. Ain't nothing like more than loving you, babe. I'll do all I can do. I'll do it all for you, 'cause you mean that much to me. You know I ain't lying. Girl, you make me smile when I feel like crying. I'll give all I can give for as long as I live. 'Cause you
Okay, what was that, Thomas?
Yeah, I don't know if it's made for fun or very serious or what it is, but
Maybe both.
It's a track that a club in Copenhagen played a lot. So every time they played, everybody is singing this one.
Okay. Gold?
It's
Okay.
Gerald Brazil.
Mean that much. Gerald
Yeah.
Brazil. Okay. But it's a little. I mean, a lot of people wrote it's Stevie Wonder, and yeah, it was a little bit Stevie Wonderish.
Yeah, a little bit wannabe Stevie Wonder. Not gonna be.
Oh, it was cool. It was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit Stevie Wonder for pedestrians, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like it's the kind of song if you play it at a party, like it has a familiar feeling while still being new. So that's perfect.
Right. True.
1985. And of course, it's the B-side of the 7-inch.
Oh, that was the B-side. Okay.
The A-side is terrible. We see to get one star.
One star. Okay. So he even doesn't know when he's good.
No.
Artists never do. They never do, Michael.
They never do? Okay.
No.
Okay. So always go for the B-side? Nah. Stunty, any B-sides?
Kind of, and also talking about going for the familiar. Yeah.
Blondie. Okay, it's polygram, I can tell you that.
I give you everything and more, and that's for sure. I bring you diamond rings and things right to your door. To trim you with delight, I give you diamonds bright. Some face it will excite, make you dream of me at night. For your love, I will do anything. I'll do it for your love.
In a way. Love the haircut. You're still here, man.
I give the stars and the sun for a lead. To bring you with delight, I give you diamonds bright. Some faces will excite, make you dream of me at night. Oh, baby, for your love. Baby, tell you now, for your love. Oh, I did it for your love.
Voila, a little bit of an ecstatic feeling with a cover of a very famous song. As some were noticing here, like, yeah, heat on the dance floor. You might find it a little bit cheesy in a way, but it just works up until when I played it, because you have to know when the songs kind of falls apart a little bit. But
Yeah.
as you can see, this is obviously a German band, right, Michael?
Of course it is.
Well, it
Of
is.
course.
It is from Mine.
Yeah.
It's basic.
It's probably Frankfurt am Main.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so basically it's Bernd Möller. So when you say Italo disco, a lot of Italo disco was German. I say obviously, it's not obvious for people who don't know, but
It was.
so it's basically
And it culminated in Snap. Everything
Well,
went into the direction of Snap.
Snap is different because Snap is a version of actually no wave. When you think about like Mars from New York.
But when this started, Snap was bound to happen. It just took
I
them
guess
10
so.
years.
But in this case, basically, it's a producer. He buys the rights to do a cover of a song. He fills the album with other tracks. There, none of them are good. Huh? It's only
One question. Now that you've played that song, what's your take on Supermax?
Supermax. Like, remind me, like
a group. I think it was from Hamburg. Also disco. You have to know Supermax. It's a sex machine.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun track. It's got like a. The thing with this one is it is epic. The production on that track is amazing. The vocalists he hired to do the song, they do great takes on it. It's actually really fun and inventive. And it is like what we say. It is from like
exactly.
boogie Italo disco.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got a track on this album that is super cheap, but you also have the one best track of it on the 12-inch single with an extended version.
Of course.
Without the whatever that is.
Yeah, that jacket is how it was meant to be at the time.
Yeah.
I mean that's how we felt at the time.
Yeah. Did you feel like that, Michael, at one point in your life? A little
I
bit.
I still do. I still do.
Perfect. Then you will survive.
I have so many thoughts in my head now, but that would be so politically incorrect that I cannot say that.
Well,
Gentlemen,
isn't it fun though? Like, this is a super cheap record, but when you find it for the first time, you feel like a millionaire. So,
okay, let me say something because today is in Germany a very special day because we have Champions League and two Germans are playing against each other and everybody is waiting for it. So please, Thomas, this will be for both of you the last song of the evening. So choose wisely. Choose wisely.
Ooh.
Thomas, will you reconsider the record you have on your turntable?
Yes, I'll take this one up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I will finish with a track that I really like. It's called Street Rap, but it was long before. It's long before the rap.
Okay.
The street rap really came.
All right, come on, open up that door now.
don't look that good. I want you and I to walk up there and tell her I am yours and leave you alone. You must think I'm blind in one eye and can't see out the other.
Wow, that was energetic. Wow.
Yeah, that was like a free jazz.
Wow.
Beat. It had everything. Doesn't
I
sound like
just looked today, Thomas. You put up quite some Strata records on the OBC shop, right?
some black jazz.
Yeah. Nice.
I think
But
tomorrow.
not this, but not this one.
No, I had 2 copies of this one, but and I had it came with 2 label. This one, I love this label as well. It might be a little bit like Adidas somehow, but I had a green label as well. I think both are first issues. But
It's funny. That cover looks like the Ashra Temple album.
Right.
Same colors.
I know which one. The
It's
name
like
just
the Afro political Ashra Temple.
Right. I know which one you're talking about. That's true. But the music is different. That was quite energetic. Which year was that, Thomas?
I think it was 74, and it was from Detroit again, from Strata.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think I finished where I started today.
Attitudes and confrontations, right, McToast.
It's if you get the chance, listen to the whole album. It's amazing.
Wow. Dante, the pleasure of the last song of this evening is on you, but tell us up front, because we will go out while playing the song.
It's a little bit of also like Thomas' song, a little bit crazy in a different way. It's funny. It's a library record.
Okay, cool.
By Alessandro Sbordoni, who was kind of affiliated with Il Gruppo di Improvvisazione Nuova Consonanza with Ennio Morricone. This one, though, it says, as you can see here, educational material, not for sale.
Yeah.
So the not for sale, library soundtracks, but educational material, that's
strange,
really, that's a little bit strange. That's from 84.
Sounds like something from an NGO.
Yeah, well, let's see how you feel about it. The music is, he is a composer. He is like a trained composer who did the conservatory in Roma, I think, I remember. And there's his records are quite elusive, so it's I was happy to get this for a somewhat normal price, until they aren't normal anymore, because like sharing the knowledge, there's always the risk, huh, Thomas?
Johann Wallström helped us out. It's Schwingungen from Ashra Temple, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, wonderful. So we end with an library record, always cool. And of course, whatever the costs are, we will be back next week. Santi? Here we go now. Thank you all. See you next week.